Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Spoken. We have been gone for a while. All right, well, I'm your host, Terry Love. To my left here, Mr. Lance Twitwell. To my right, Mr. Derek Williams. Conflict of schedules and everything. We actually just got off work, so we're looking kind of a little bummy here, but you guys understand. It's NBA playoff time. It's play hard or go home. We had a couple teams go home already. Saturday night, Chicago Bulls are back in Chicago watching the finals, and we'll be watching the finals. But now we're down to the Elite Eight right now. Now, starting with the East, we have Miami, who went up 1-0 against the Indiana Pacers on yesterday. But now let's talk about the Bosh's injury. Bosh had a strained abdominal, and he'll be out indefinitely from what you told me. So how does that affect the Heat against this Indiana Pacers team, who has given the Heat some trouble throughout the season and first game of the playoffs as well? Is it a big difference, a big factor?
It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge.
So does that give the Pacers a chance to win the series now?
Yeah, it does. I mean, you're taking one of their most important players out, and you know, when they're deeper in the playoffs now. You can get away with that maybe in round one, but Chris Bosh, I mean, stretches the floor. He actually is their best shooter to me, actually, and he's their best big. Obviously, they're not a big team to begin with, and now losing Bosh now, that doesn't help. You're going to have Ronnie Troyoff and Joel Anthony. That you know, if you do survive and get past the Pacers, there's no way in hell they're going to beat Boston without Chris Bosh. No way. Not the way, especially with the way Kevin Garnett's playing.
Yeah, we went to that later.
That's a good point. This is obviously a big blow, guys. I mean, like you just said, Chris Bosh, he does spread that floor out, and he does challenge every big man when he brings them out to the 18-foot range for those jump shots. He missed 9 games this year, and the Heat were 4-5 without him. So yeah, I would say this is going to be a big loss, but it isn't going to be too big to where they can't win the series still. I think that they're still a better team than the Pacers. The problem with the Pacers is they don't have a closer that's going to get them to that next level in the fourth quarter. You saw that yesterday when LeBron James and Dwayne Wade literally just took the game over. They basically, you know, did everything on their own on both sides of the floor. The Pacers couldn't really respond because Danny Granger was being shut down by LeBron, and there's nobody else on that team that can really take over. So I say this is big enough to where it gets to about 6 or 7 games. I still have the Heat winning this series. Bosh needs to get back though if they're gonna climb and try to beat the Celtics or the Sixers, whoever wins that series. More than likely the Celtics.
So you're still picking the Heat to win that series?
The Pacers series?
Yep.
I think they could win it probably in 6 or 7. It's going to be the most grinding 6-7 game series that maybe LeBron has ever been a part of as far as just the physicality, because that Pacers team is tough, man. They are well coached, and they'll run through a wall.
And they don't like the Heat to add because they have said many times that they think they're the biggest flopping team in the NBA. Vogel's been very vocal about it, their head coach. You know, this team doesn't like the Heat.
Yeah, so, I mean, there have been some rumors that the Heat do flop, and we've seen some flopping. We've seen LeBron flop a few times. I mean, the good thing about it, I can say that I won't get fined. This is a big blow. I mean, the Heat fans and the Heat players, this is a big blow for a team that's trying to win a championship.
Right.
I mean,
well, you have 3. Take one away, you still got 2. So hopefully
you got 2, but you know, it's different if you would have took away guard. Now you took away their big, their best big.
If it had been Dwayne Wade, I don't think it'd have been as bad. Not saying Dwayne Wade obviously has been a factor, but they were 14-1 without him for a reason, and I think a couple of those wins were against the Pacers. So I think that Bosh and LeBron played better together than even Wade and LeBron played better.
And with Hilbert and David West and Danny Granger's not going to have another game with 7 points.
He'll play
better. He's going to play better.
He'll probably score 10.
It's going to be tough.
So what's going on with the Celtics and 76ers? The Celtics are leading that series 1-0 right now. KG and Ron had a big game last first game of the series. So the question I have is, are the Sixers too young for the Celtics, or are the Celtics too old for the 76ers?
I don't see. Every time I've said the Celtics are too old, this is what happens. I mean, I said that against the Hawks. I said, well, I think that they're too banged up and too old. And what ended up happening? They came and rallied back, and it looked like the Hawks had no business playing against the Celtics. I don't think the Celtics are too old. They are old, but they're not too old. That's the difference. They have all the experience they need. They have the edge on as far as execution, because the Sixers are not executing enough. they're not getting the job done on a consistent basis, and the Celtics are eating them up for that. Rondo played a very rough game for the first couple of quarters in that last game, and he still managed to get a triple-double.
Right.
The Sixers are not finding an answer for that guy. And as long as Rondo's eating you up, you're not beating them. That's exactly what happened with the Heat against the Celtics. They couldn't stop Rondo, and what happened? They got tore up. So the Sixers are good enough to beat the Celtics, I believe. I think they're a strong enough young team, but are they going to execute? And I don't think so. I think the Celtics are going to win that series.
There.
It goes back to what I've been saying from day one. Rondo is a top 5 elite point guard. And he is showing why he is an elite guard. Because in situations where Ray Allen hasn't been Ray Allen,
Right.
Paul Pierce is banged up with the knee, Kevin Garnett's playing better, but it's Rondo who is carrying his team. And that's what elite point guards do. If he wasn't elite, he couldn't do this. Triple-double, not even playing well, and still just walk out there and get a triple-double. He is a walking triple-double.
Right, right.
And I believe that the Celtics they're going to be challenged in this series because the Sixers are a tough team. Del Collins is a great coach.
Yeah.
They're not going to go away. But losing game 1 the way the Sixers lost game 1 is a kind of game that will come back and bite them in this series.
Right.
Because that would have been huge for them to steal that game. And by letting it get away, I think the Sixers are done in 6.
Okay. Now let's go to talk about the Clippers and Spurs for a quick moment right now. So we have a better topic for the last segment. Can Chris Paul lead his team to the Western Conference Finals?
Yeah, he can.
Really?
I mean, if you think about it, on a couple, when we're talking about some NBA on our segments before, one of the teams that I've told you to be careful about was the Clippers.
Right.
I said the Clippers are going to be one of those teams you better watch out for in the playoffs. They go into Memphis. Memphis had some pedigree. Right. They had been they had upset the Spurs last year as an 8th seed. They took Oklahoma to a game 7 last year. Had a chance to win that. The Clippers team is just put together this year. There are a lot of new faces on this team. And to go in there and still win in game 7 by 10, that says a lot. It says you better be careful. San Antonio might be sitting on the couch putting a little Ben Gay on.
What do you think?
Well, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I don't think the Clippers have a shot in this series. I'm gonna be real with you. The Clippers, they made it out of that series against the Grizzlies, and the Grizzlies played terrible basketball the entire series. I mean, to start the series off, they give up a 20-plus point lead in the 4th quarter to the Clippers in Memphis. I mean, Memphis just I feel they lost that series. I don't think the Clippers really won it.
Clippers didn't play well at home.
That's
the Clippers went there back home where they had to close it out and stunk up the whole series.
That's my whole point. So the Spurs are not going to let you just sit around and barely make it and barely win games. They're gonna clobber you because the Jazz, they played some good games, and the Spurs still won. They out-rebounded the Spurs. They were hustling. They were doing all these things, and yet the Spurs still won.
What do you think?
I'm saying it. The best for the Clippers, the best scenario I see, they make it through 5 games.
I'm not high on the Spurs at all. Haven't been high on the Spurs
What's your
for the
prediction?
last 2 years. Spurs in 6.
Okay. The last segment, tonight's game, OKC versus the Lakers. The Lakers won 7 games against the Denver Nuggets. They pulled it out in LA. So now it's OKC. Now can OKC capitalize on the Lakers' fatigue? OKC have plenty of time to rest up, go over game plan, watch the film and everything. Can OKC beat the Lakers? And if so, what's the series going to be? Derek, start with you.
They can beat the Lakers. Will they beat the Lakers? I'm saying no, they're not going to beat the Lakers. I think Lakers go in here tonight and steal this game 1. They catch a rusty Oklahoma team that's been out for maybe almost 2 weeks now, and they get a win tonight. They're coming out for a big-time win in Game 7 against the Nuggets, so they still got a little momentum going. They've been playing some basketball games. I think the Thunder have been sitting down too long. It's going to be hard just to get off from playing 2 weeks and, emulate, game speed.
Right.
Because, you can practice all you want to. Until you get in that game, it's going game speed. And they've been out for a while. I think the Spurs,
I don't think that Rusty and the Thunder are in the same sentence right now. If they were an older team, I could totally agree with that. But the Thunder are coming off a clean little sweep on the Mavericks. They're a young, inspired team ready to win. They want to win this series. They want to prove that Ron Artest and the Lakers, Kobe and the Lakers are not the better team. I think they want to prove that their stars and Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and
Ibaka.
Yeah, Baca and James Harden, all these other guys. These young guys, these guys are trying to prove themselves still. I think they still have a chip on their shoulder. Kobe's been there, done that. I'm not saying Kobe don't want to win this. Obviously, we all saw that, but Kobe doesn't even know who he can rely on right now.
Right.
Let's
talk about that statement he made. The last thing we can talk about today's show. The statement. Did Kobe take it too far? Clowning his other teammates and saying that Ron Artest are world peace is the only way he can count.
No, because if you really think about it, it's actually pretty genius. When I first heard it, I was like, that's not really good of you, Kobe, to do that. But actually, if you really think about it, it's genius because what he's doing is motivating the guy that has the most mental problems on the team, which is Ron Artest. So if you tell him, listen, you're the only guy I can rely on, it makes him feel better in himself, and you saw what happened, the result. Pau Gasol and Andrew Bynum are not offended by that. They know Kobe better than that. They know he didn't mean it as, I don't believe in you guys. I guarantee you he had a meeting with them. He knows what he's doing. Kobe's been in the league for 16 years. He's been successful in this league for 16 years for a reason. He knows how to get things done.
He's a basketball genius.
Right.
When he said it, I mean, Laker fans, we all know what it was. We've been through this. We've 5 championships. It's no secret that we love jewelry and we're used to winning. And we know how to get it done this time of year.
Well, we'll leave it on that note. So their predictions, you guys heard it, and we'll see. So tonight, OKC and Lakers, we'll see what happens then.
Lakers win that game, I guarantee you tonight.
Very interesting.
I'm saying Thunder in 1-0.
And a special shout out to Mr. Trevor Twitwell getting married, Mr. Brandon Twitwell for graduating in his short film.
Congratulations.
So once again, Terry Love, Derek Williams, and Mr. Lance Twitwell. See you guys next time. Thanks for joining us.